Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to High Vibrational Kings. This is a channel for people that want to better themselves in life. Shout out to anybody holding on to their energy, breaking bad addictions, and trying to become a better version of themselves. Okay guys, so in today's video, I want to talk about something important, and that is you will never see corn the same way again after going on your SR journey, man. So let's get into this topic, but let me just take a drink of this real quick. Yeah, man, like once you go on SR, once you discover this practice and you apply it to your life, you will never see the hub, corn, these lustful websites the same again. It's like your whole perception on it changes. You know, you see it for what it is. You see past like the illusions of it, you know? Like you won't see it the same way again, because on SR your whole reality just changes, man. You start changing from within. So things like pornography, you're not gonna even like, it's so hard to explain, guys. Like you won't see it the same because, you know, looking back on my old self, this was just something very normal to me, you know, like how it is for a lot of people. It's just kind of introduced to them like at a young age for the most part, and it's just like over the years it just becomes normalized for them to always be like, you know, releasing their energy. Every time they get like a urge, they go to the hub, or they, you know, it's just like you were like kind of programmed. You had that like programmed in your mind subconsciously, and it just became normal for you over the years, right? And it's crazy, bro. And it's like when you go on SR, like the tables turn. You see things for what they are. And so when it comes to the hub, you're just gonna see it with a different light. You know, you're just gonna like see it in a totally different way, man. And it's just gonna be very I don't know what the word for it is. It's very like, it's basically like a weapon, right? You're gonna see it as a weapon because that's what it is, you know. These websites, guys, it's nothing but psychological warfare, you know, pretty much. You know, it affects you physically, mentally, spiritually, and biologically. You know, it affects all areas of your life and your being, because on a spiritual level, when you're watching these things, it's like it hurts your soul, man. It hurts your spirit, right? You're tainting your spirit, you're corrupting your mind, you know, you're reprogramming your mind. So that's why like you see women more lustfully when you're always watching that, because you're viewing something on the screen. So when you're out in real life, it's kind of like your mind is kind of conditioned into a way to seeing women more objectively, because that's how you're seeing them on a screen, okay? And then how it affects you spiritually, I mean physically, is that, you know, by releasing, you know, you're killing yourself slowly, right? You're just draining yourself out of your own nutrients, out of your own vitality. You know, I made videos on this before, guys. You guys should know this by now. It's just like the more you just lose so much as a man. You know, you lose your masculine energy, but also like all the nutrients and the minerals that come with it, guys. So you just become just like a watered down version of yourself. You become weak physically. You know, it's hard to get gains. And then on a biological level, how it affects you is you're basically like tricking yourself into thinking that, you know, it's crazy, bro. It's a weapon. It's a biological weapon to kind of like control you pretty much, you know, because like obviously like it's wired into us as men to, you know, want to like find the mate and things like that. So the problem is that, you know, if you think about it, back then our ancestors older generations, they didn't have access to this, man. The most they would have like is magazines, you know, just something very light, I guess, you know, just simple like magazines and things like that. But it's not how it is. Like, it's back then, it wasn't how it is now, you know, like all this internet, you know, hyper, like, it's crazy, bro. It's just like, it's so like hyper stimulating. Is that the word? Yeah, it's so hyper stimulating. It's so much that your mind isn't used to, man. Like, your mind isn't supposed to be watching all this type of nonsense. Like, your mind isn't it wasn't designed for that, guys. You're just basically reprogramming your mind in a very destructive way. So like, that's why it just causes like a lot of like mental problems, you know, social anxiety. It causes like depression. It causes like just a lot of negativity, guys. And you just see it as a weapon, you know. It's currently 11:11. Y'all see that? Yeah, guys, but you just see it as a weapon, you know, because looking back on my old self when I was in high school, I always felt like I was like kind of like socially awkward. You know, I was always like timid. And just like these like subtle mental things, right? And I never associated it with watching the hub and just like releasing and things like that. But that has a lot to do with it, man. Like, you don't, like I mentioned like in the beginning of the video, is that it becomes normal for you at a young age. So by the time you're like in high school, and you're growing up into like an adult, it's normal for you now. But it's because you're in a state of depletion all the time. You know, you're in a state of depletion and you have a lot of brain fog, so you can't even think straight. So you think that this crap is normal, and you don't even realize that you're in a loop. You know, you don't even realize that you're like a hamster, like on a wheel, just, you know, stuck in this lust loop of getting a urge and then going to that, and then you know what I'm saying. You're like a zombie, pretty much. You're like a zombie. And this sexual energy that we have as men, guys, if it's not used to, you know, bring life into this world, it's supposed to be used to better you as a person. You know, this energy that we have as men is the energy that gives us like the drive to be motivated, you know, to hit the gym, to become like the best version of ourselves, you know, to chase our goals and just become overall like better person, you know, a better, like, yeah, you know, like a better version of yourself in all areas of your life. You know, having a better mentality, having a better physique, having a, you know, a better spiritual life, you know, having a personal relationship with, you know, the Most High God. And that's what it's all about, man. So when you go on SR, you will just see the hub as like a demonic weapon, you know, no, straight up, guys, no cap. You will see it as a weapon because that's what it is, you know. That's like a plague in society, you know. And you know, it's just like I said, it's a silent weapon. So a lot of people don't really talk about it. You know, it's something that people do in the dark, you know, behind the scenes. But, you know, in the spiritual realm, guys, there's so much more going on than people realize. You know, it's just like a lot of negative energy, a lot of low vibrational energy that people are bringing onto themselves. You know, your phone is a portal, okay? I mentioned this before in my videos, like technology, screens, all this stuff, it's a portal. So, you know, if you're watching like something like positive, something like funny, you're gonna feel that energy, right? You're gonna be laughing, feeling good, right? But if you're watching like, you know, the hub, all that stuff is negative energy, guys. It's literally like all those people on there are demonic, guys, like pretty much. You know, it's a weapon to, you know, basically like destroy you over time, you know, to keep you enslaved into your lower nature and not ascending to a new height, like a new level for yourself. You know, as long as you're watching corn and all this nonsense, guys, you will never grow as a person. You will never grow as a spirit, right? You will always have the brain fog. You'll always be, you know, the more you bust, the more you lust. You know what I'm saying? So once you realize this, guys, once you go on SR for long periods of time, you know, it's not just SR, but it's also like cutting off lust, you know? Lust is a weapon that makes you weak, right? That's why society is so overly sexualized on purpose, you know, through the music industry, right? All these like masculine women talking about all this sexual stuff. They want it to be like that on purpose. You know, they want men to be like boss chicks, and then like having the control over man with what they have between their legs. And they want men to be simps. They want them to be like slaves to their lust and always be busting because it makes them weak as a man. You know, if you're always draining yourself of that essence, you actually won't even be a man. You know, you could look like a man, but internally you don't have the energy for it. You become a watered down version of yourself. You know, you become more emotional, you become less stoic, you become more like feminine, right? That's the whole plan, is, you know, make women more masculine, make men more feminine. And the way that they're doing that is through all the sexualized like content, you know, on Instagram, on even YouTube, guys. It's crazy. You have to be careful with that. YouTube, and then, you know, the most extreme places is like actual like the websites, you know, where you actually see it. But yeah, man, you know, it's a trip, bro. And it's like, I'm gonna tell you guys something. You know, since I've been on my SR journey, there's been times where like I've peaked, you know. I've like looked at some videos and things like that. Even if I didn't like release or anything, I just kind of like looked, just as like, you know, like a moment of either I was like super bored, or whatever the case may have been, guys. You know, this journey, it's all about learning how to be disciplined. But, you know, there's been times where I've kind of like slipped up mentally, right? Where I've just kind of like peaked and just to see, right? And it's never the same, you know. Once you go on SR, you won't see it the same. You will just be like, bro, like, you may get a little stimulated, be like, oh shit, you know, like all these like, you know, guys, it's woo, it's a trip, bro. It's like, it's bullshit, you know. That's what it is, man. I'm pissed off. I'm saying that with a smile on my face because I feel good, but it's bullshit, guys. It really is. You know, all this like it's unlimited content, right? It's unlimited content and it's never ending. So you're just making yourself weak by putting yourself in that position, guys. Simply looking at that type of stuff, you're putting yourself in a weaker position mentally and spiritually, even if you're not releasing, you know. Simply by viewing that, you're kind of draining your mental and your spiritual energy, and, you know, you're giving your attention to it, right? And giving your attention to it can just like lower your vibration, you know. So the times that I did go back to, you know, looking at the hub and things like that, even while being on SR, the few times that I did that, I just saw it like so different, you know. I was just like, bro, like, this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, it's bullshit. And it's like, you look back on your past self and you're mind blown. You're like, wow, like, how did I spend like all these years just like watching this, guys? Like, you don't realize that you're in a trap, in a loop while you're in it. But once you step back, you know, God pulls you out of that darkness and you go on SR and you just kind of work on yourself. You see like things for what they are. Your discernment goes up. So when it comes to like lustful things, you're just gonna see it like as a weapon, you know. and you're gonna see it like very like negative. You're gonna see it in a very negative way, because you know, back then you just kind of went on it with no second thought, and then you just did your thing, and then you moved on with your life. But you didn't realize like the damage that you were doing to yourself over the years, why you had all like these mental problems, you know, why you're like anxious all the time, or like socially awkward, or why you couldn't talk to like women, or why guys wouldn't respect you. And the reason for that is because you're always busting and you're always lusting, right? But you never made the link between those two things, because you were always trapped in that fog, you know? So when you're on SR, you have a clear vision, you know, you have a clear vision. You feel so much better in your energy, in your aura, that you're just like, wow, you know, like this is crazy. So going back to what I was saying, man, is just like the few times that I did go on the websites, even if I wasn't like releasing, I still it wasn't the same, man. It just like, it almost felt like every time I would go back to that, I would get more like mad, like pissed off at it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not even worth it at the end, guys. It really isn't worth it. You know, I made a video on this, like my whole like history. It's like an old video. It was just like my testimony of like, you know, like over the years and things like that. But basically, you know, I just started watching that when I was like probably like 13 or 12 or something. How most guys do, you know, it's always somewhere around that age where they start like looking things up. So let's just say over 10 years, you know. And you know, within those 10 years, like I said, you never realize like what you're doing to yourself in the long run. And it feels like your mind and your body never had the time to fully develop to its full potential. So when you go on SR, man, your mind just starts to get renewed. Your body just starts to look more healthy. You overall start to look more masculine, more healthy, have more vitality, more everything, guys. And you're gonna think twice before you go back to that. You know, it's not even worth just watching that, because that itself is weakness. Like I said, you put yourself in a weak position by simply giving your attention to that. You know, society's always pushing all this lust, dropping lust bombs on you on purpose. You know, they do all these tactics, guys. Technology is being used as a weapon against you, you know, to just keep you enslaved in your lower nature, and never ascending, never becoming a better version of yourself, always just being a depleted coomer, just drained out of your nutrients, just drained out of the motivation and your charisma and all these things. Because guys, like, your life just will completely change when you go on SR and you quit the hub. And another thing that I wanted to mention was, you know, like I made a video on this, the number one goal you should have while being on your SR journey is to never release to a damn screen, right? Your goal should be to never watch pornography again in your life, man. Like, get rid of it completely. Don't be wishy-washy about it. Don't be like, oh, it's in moderation, or it's okay if I just don't release. Nah, cut that mentality out, man. Cut it off. Because like I said, even what are you gaining from that? What do you gain from just looking at that? Absolutely nothing. You're just wasting a lot of time, wasting a lot of energy, just looking at freaking pixels on a screen. Just, it's so crazy, bro. You watching the hub is the equivalent to you walking into a room and there's two strangers in there, you know, smashing, and you're just like that. Like, if you walked into a room and strangers were clapping each other, you would just like be, oh shit, you know, you'd get out of there quick. But it becomes normal when you do it behind a screen. Like, bro, this world is crazy, man. This world is straight up the devil's playground. Like how, you know, Spirit War Martin and Subconscious be saying, man, it's the devil's playground, and they be feeding on your energy, man. Like all these things, man, are just matrix weapons, right? And the hub is one of the biggest ones because it uses your sexual energy against yourself, right? Instead of using that energy, you know, that powerful energy to transmute into hitting the gym, into work, into hobbies, whatever, man, into, you know, actually creating life, they use it in a different type of way that would just destroy them, you know, just draining themselves. And you don't want to live that type of life, man. You don't want to be like in your 30s, already depleted AF, you know, with back problems, joint problems, just looking like older than you should. When you go on SR, man, you start aging backwards, straight up. Your skin clears up. You just have so much more vitality, you know, because you're not wasting yourself, man. The more you hold on to your life force energy throughout your life, I feel like the more healthy and overall, like, better you will be. You know, you're using it to your advantage. It's like a cheat code, bro. SR is literally a cheat code in the Matrix. It's like you have this advantage in life. You know, you operate so much more efficiently when you're holding on to your energy, guys. You operate more efficiently, and you're not like becoming like a weak version of yourself. You actually feel masculine for the first time. You know, I never felt masculine before SR. I always felt timid. I always felt like an empty shell, you know? But now, being on this journey, guys, I just feel like amazing. And, you know, the content speaks for itself. Do you think I would be on here making videos if I was shy, if I was timid, if I was always on that fapping bullshit, guys? Like, no, it doesn't work that way, man. Like, you think I would be smiling the way that I do, guys, if I wasn't on this journey? I never been, like, I don't remember the last time ever just being genuinely, like, overall, like, happier like this for no reason, man. Like, you just become a kid again, you know, and that's a good thing. You know, it doesn't mean that you're immature. It just means that you become more like a kid, what the heck, a kid. You know, you just become more adventurous. You become more like overall happier. You become more like, life just becomes more exciting, man. You know, because you become more purified, right? Like, mentally, you know, you're not watching that, and then spiritually, you just become like way more like pure. Is what it is, man. It just purifies you. So that's all I wanted to talk about, guys. You know, one of the goals for me is to, you know, never watch like the hub again, you know, because maybe while being on my SR journey, I've gone back to that like a couple times. Let's just say 5 times, and each time it's like never worth it. Even if I don't release or anything, just seeing that, it doesn't take me anywhere, man. And like I said, like for the past like 10 years, I was looking at that. Where did it take me? What benefits did it give me, guys? It just kept me like stuck in life pretty much. But I just got to be grateful that I know about this knowledge, you know, show gratitude. And now I'm just kind of sharing this information to you guys because I feel like this information, it could literally like change people's lives, man, straight up, you know, like how it changed my life. You know, I didn't really know about all this SR content, but it was just something that was just showed to me, right? And I remember I was watching, I feel like the first video that I ever watched on SR was by this YouTuber called DBD Boy. I think his new username is A Hero's Journey, but he breaks down SR in such a like awesome way, you know. I was just yeah, I just like, that was just the first video that I watched on that, and it was just like mind-blowing, guys. Like, it was just like discovering like a new world that I never knew, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I know this video is like all over the place, but I'm speaking like gems, you know. I'm speaking like very authentically, you know. I'm in that flow state energy, and I just wanted to come on here and just like share my thoughts on this, man. It's just that the hub, it's not worth it, and you should try to quit it like forever, you know. Just completely get it out of your life, because it's not doing you any good. It's not benefiting you in any type of way, and you will never be a man as long as you're watching that. There's nothing masculine about watching a dude clapping another chick while you're just like there, bro. Like, it's pathetic, bro. Get yourself out of that mentality. Time to boss up. It's time to level up. It's time to walk in your divine power. You know what I'm saying? Let's be kings out here, man. Let's raise our vibration, guys. Let's become better versions of ourselves. Let's inspire other people. Let's inspire ourselves. And, you know, change starts from within, you know. It all starts from within, guys. So the number one thing that you guys need to do in life, guys, is just go on SR, quit the hub, stop lusting, have control over your own energy, transmute your energy, work out, take cold showers, meditate, and your life will just drastically improve in a short period of time. It's a trip, guys. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know the video's a little long, but oh well, guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a good day. Maintain your frame. Read 10 gang. Let's go, bro. I'm out. Peace.